Coming up on Mountain News this morning, one Harlan County native and a Union College graduate is getting the chance to lead his college alma mater. And while many state parks prepare to reopen next month, one notable Eastern Kentucky park is not on that list. We'll tell you why.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. Your time is 5:33 on this Thursday, May the 28th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News this morning. Well, most of this week has been those on and off rain chances that you expect in the summer months, but some of that could change today. Brandon is ready and waiting over in Letcher County to give us a breakdown of just what we should expect. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning, my friend, and we're going to see again more rain chances today, as you mentioned, but we're getting ready to get a break. 48 hours from now, we'll be drying out and in better shape, so hang in there just a little bit longer. But this morning, we had the remnants of Tropical Storm Bertha go by us off to the north and east there toward Huntington, Charleston, even into parts of Logan, Mingo, and Wayne counties overnight. But for the most part, we were spared, but still a few stray showers out there overnight. This morning, a little bit of a cloud cover across most of the region there. Buffalo Mountain, you can see those clouds up there, but they're trying to thin out in some locations, so you may see some early sunshine. We're going back and forth today with the sun and with the clouds. And as we take a look at our temperatures, we're in the low to mid 60s in most locations. Some of those ridge tops a little bit warmer like Jackson, Moorhead, Irvin, and Huntington there, all in the mid to upper 60s. 12-hour planner, we start out in the mid 60s, kind of split the difference there this morning for a lot of us, and then we climbed right around 80, but we do have the possibility to see some stronger storms as we head into the afternoon hours, and we'll be keeping you posted on that. The rest of the forecast on the way here in just a little bit. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Well, Disney's Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom announced yesterday that they will open on July 7th. Meanwhile, Epcot and Hollywood Studios are scheduled to open on July 15th. But as everything else right now, it's going to be a little different. Shelby Lofton talked to a Pulaski County mom who works as a Disney travel agent to get an idea of what travelers should expect.
Kayla Vincent says in a normal summer, she helps around 50 Kentucky families book their vacation to Orlando, Florida. But a months-long park closure has pushed a lot of road trips off the calendar.
I've had to cancel quite a few.
Vincent says her dreams came true when park officials announced they were reopening, but it will happen slowly.
The magic of your kid running to meet Mickey and seeing the fireworks at the end of the day.
Starting in July, before getting in line for rides, guests will have their temperature taken. It's not just ears people will bring. They're required to wear masks, a rule Vincent says her clients have issues with.
Trying to take a little one in the Florida heat, I just don't think I could keep a mask on him.
Big attractions that draw large groups are on hold for now.
Parades and fireworks is a bummer.
Even a Disney fanatic like Vincent says she doesn't know how the park can stay completely sanitized.
How are they going to clean after, the handrails?
But Vincent says the majority of the Central Kentucky families she works with aren't postponing their Disney vacation because of germs.
I don't think that it's the virus that is going to keep people away.
It's the altered experience that's going round and round in their head. Vincent says she predicts there will be a silver lining to all of this. Shorter lines.
I want to take an adult trip while there's limited capacities.
She says her August bookings are looking positively into the future and beyond. In Pulaski County, Shelby Lofton.
Now, Vincent says most of her clients are postponing their trips until 2021. She says she believes people will return once the required mask policy is no longer in place. Well, as businesses in the state gradually reopen, the global pandemic is still impacting a few of those that still do not have answers on when they can open back up. One of those businesses here in the mountains is the Appalachian Wireless Arena in Pikeville. The arena hosts live events such as concerts, sporting events, home and boat shows, conventions, and more. With those events canceled or postponed and no return date in sight, the arena is losing a lot of revenue. However, instead of looking at the negatives, the arena is looking forward.
We just felt like if we did nothing, that would just put us further behind when things do open up. So right now we're still talking to promoters about fall dates. They may not happen.
The arena is also working on their 2021 schedule. Paul Bowles says the arena's size, the Appalachian Wireless Arena, could be a prime event to open first and book bigger acts. Well, Harlan native and Union College graduate John Luttrell got the opportunity to lead his college alma mater, taking over Union football's program back in January. Since then, Luttrell has signed a number of local athletes to help build up the Bulldog program, especially in southeastern Kentucky, where Luttrell feels there are a number of talented players waiting to be picked.
We sit right in the heart of the mountains of southeast Kentucky, and I think that needs to be a priority of where we try to bring some talent in. There's a lot of talent in this area, and a lot of talent gets overlooked.
Luttrell and his staff hope to improve on last season's 0-16 year. Well, most state parks will reopen on June 1st, but that will not include Lake Barkley in western Kentucky, Lake Cumberland in south central Kentucky, Blue Leaf Battlefield in central Kentucky, and Buckhorn Lake State Resort Park here in Perry County. WYMT's Lacey Roberts spoke with a Kentucky State Park representative about why these parks cannot have visitors in certain areas yet.
Here at Buckhorn Lake State Resort Park, caution tape lines playgrounds, picnic areas, and trails.
Because these people don't need to be around other people, obviously.
COVID-19 and social distancing prompted state parks to close earlier this month. Some have been allowed to reopen, but now some, like Buckhorn, will remain closed.
For patients who are sick but don't require hospitalization.
Each park in a designated area of Kentucky.
We don't want to overwhelm hospitals if there's a new wave of ill people.
These resort parks offer lodging to those who must isolate.
They have restaurants. That means they can provide food services,
including first responders. But here, no one has taken advantage of the space, causing money from potential tourism to be lost.
Yes, we will lose money, but we are fighting a worldwide pandemic, and this is our contribution to it.
A rough move across the board for families and park staff.
We're disappointed like everybody else, and we hope it doesn't last long. No one certainly expected this pandemic or that parks would have to be used for that.
Nonetheless, ready for what may come. In Perry County, Lacey Roberts, WYMT Mountain News.
Areas that will be closed include the beach, trails, shelters, and picnic areas. The marina will still be open and accessible. The reopening of each park will be determined by COVID-19 data in the upcoming weeks. Staying in Perry County, one company just hit a major milestone. Yesterday, Dashcore Aluminum celebrated its first shipment from the company's new facility in the Coalfields Industrial Park. The company has created 22 new jobs in eastern Kentucky since we first brought you news of their arrival last year, and they hope to hire more people in the future. Well, across the Commonwealth, we are seeing some businesses close their doors for good, but others are using this time to start anew. McQueen & Company Salon in London had been up and running for only 1 week or so in their new building when COVID-19 prompted regulations that closed their business. They had only 2 people working at the time, and they worried that what would happen. Now the salon is back, and they say the amount of business they have had in the last couple of days is almost unreal.
You know, it was heartbreaking. It was a little discouraging, but, you know, I just figured, you know, the Lord has brought me this far, and I said, you know, with His will, you know, if it's meant to be, you know, we'll find a way, we'll keep the doors open, and we'll come back better than ever, and that's what happened. I mean, He has blessed us tenfold in all of this.
Now, I did not get my hair cut there, but I got my hair cut yesterday, and let me tell you, oh, it was a long time coming. It was perfect. Well, anyway, owner Kate McQueen says she started this business for her daughter. The salon is operating under the state and CDC guidelines. Business during COVID-19, like we mentioned, one business that has continued to thrive is landscaping and greenhouses. WYMT's Madison Bergram takes us to a local greenhouse to tell us what they have experienced during this pandemic.
It It might seem quiet as plants get watered at Creekside Gardens, but the quiet does not last for long.
As far as business, it's been overwhelming. We've actually hired more employees. We're continuing to look for more employees.
During the pandemic, business has boomed for Jason O'Bannon, the owner, as he tries to keep up with demand.
I think people staying at home these days want to do things around their house. They look at their landscape. We've been wanting to do this for years. Let's get someone out. Let's look.
Flowers and plants fly off the shelves.
Annuals you can put in pots, hanging baskets, decorate their front porch.
As customers look to spice up their home.
With the economy a little uncertain, it's still not deterred people from saying, hey, let's invest in the home. Let's put a new patio. Let's install a fire pit.
And O'Bannon is not the only one experiencing such high demand.
They've never seen anything like it, and we've talked to people who've been in the business for 40 years.
Continuing to thank the customers that walk through their gates.
Since we're so small, we're fortunate to be thriving during this.
Providing some color, life, and beauty to a place many now spend most of their time, home. In London, Madison Pergram, WYMT Mountain News.
O'Bannon says that his busy season is usually from the end of February or beginning of March until Memorial Day weekend. However, he says people are still coming in to look at plants for their home. Well, just ahead on Mountain News this morning, while the historic SpaceX launch scheduled for yesterday was postponed, some Eastern Kentuckians may have spotted a familiar face on air.
Listen, that made me very sad, but at least it's going to happen on Saturday. Speaking of Saturday, things are going to look much better after a cold front comes through tomorrow and some storms today. We'll track it all out for you in about 3 minutes.